The Queen has been forced to cancel her annual Christmas gift-giving ceremony for the first time in her reign due to COVID restrictions. Every year the monarch, 94, order presents for every single member of the royal household, which are usually given to them along with a Christmas pudding in the Advent period. Past favorites include a special trinket box or a photo frame engraved with her personal cipher and champagne flutes. The Queen personally hands over her token of appreciation to a small selection of staff by the Christmas trees at Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle as a special thank you for their loyal service, before she camps to Sandringham until February. However, this year the intimate ceremonies have been cancelled due to social distancing regulations and the need for the 94-year-old monarch to stay in a strict operational bubble. The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh will spend Christmas quietly at Windsor Castle. Royal employees have also been informed, unsurprisingly, that the palace's main official Christmas party, as well as all smaller staff events, have been cancelled. The annual lunch the monarch holds on the Wednesday before Christmas for her own extended family, which normally sees more than 25 royals and their children sit down to a full turkey lunch, has also, inevitably, fallen by the wayside, sources confirmed. "It's a great shame but inevitable and the right thing to do," a source said. The staff will still receive a gift from the Queen as usual, but there will be no special moment with Her Majesty. It's as much a disappointment for her as it will be for them, as it's a hugely special time of the year. And like offices around the country, there will be no Christmas parties at Buckingham Palace or any of the royal residences this year. It's the way it has to be. The Queen's gift-giving ceremony is always a matter of huge excitement for palace employees. Those chosen to receive their present personally from Her Majesty include serving staff members or junior employees who have had a particularly successful year. Senior members of staff, who have day-to-day contact with the monarch, have theirs delivered to them instead. Over the years, palace employees have received some wonderful gifts including silver photograph frames, champagne flutes, salt and pepper sets and trinket boxes, all engraved with the Queen's official royal cipher. Those that don't wish to have a gift can ask for vouchers from stores such as John Lewis instead. One former employee recalled how staff are called into either the ballroom at Buckingham Palace or St. George's Hall at Windsor and given their present. It's very small and intimate. The Queen is standing by the tree and hands you the gift and has a little chat. For a lot of people it is their one chance to speak personally with Her Majesty during the year. It is a very special moment indeed, they said. The gifts are paid for by the Queen out of her own pocket and cost her tens of thousands of pounds each year. The Queen's love affair with the island began in 1949 when Prince Philip was made First Lieutenant on HMS Chequers. Later that year, Elizabeth's father, King George VI, suggested she joined her husband on Malta. So after celebrating Prince Charles's first birthday, the princess flew to the island, arriving on her second wedding anniversary, November 20th. It was truly a different world for the princess. She handled cash for the first time and even enjoyed the novelty of visiting second-rate hairdressing salons. They were magical days of endless picnics, sunbathing and water skiing, says Lady Pamela in a rare interview. Prince Philip was stunning. He really was. A sort of Greek god. And she was beautiful with that marvelous complexion. The princess really loved Malta because she was able to lead a normal life, wander through the town and do some shopping. And whenever the British Navy fleet came in, we would rush to the Baraka, the public gardens on the seafront, to see it, which was always a fantastic sight. Lady Pamela, 86, is the younger daughter of Earl Mountbatten of Burma, the last Viceroy of India, who ruled it for George VI, our last king, emperor. Mountbatten was Prince Philip's cousin. His daughter, Lady Pamela, was the Queen's bridesmaid and lady-in-waiting, and is uniquely placed to recall just how much the royal couple loved their Mediterranean island life. It was the only place that she was able to live the life of a naval officer's wife, just like all the other wives, Lady Pamela explains. It was wonderful for her, and it's why they have such a nostalgia for Malta. For the Duke, newly reunited with his young wife during leave, the only fly in the ointment was the ever-present Bobo, who had been Elizabeth's nurse since childhood, and is described by Lady Pamela as terrifying. Prince Philip had quite a battle because Bobo used to sit at the end of the bath when the princess was having a bath and have a gossip. I think Philip had quite a battle to remove Bobo from the edge of the bath and make it possible for him to sit there. While his parents were in Malta for Christmas, the Prince of Wales was left with his grandparents King George VI and the Queen Mother at their Sandringham home. In a letter from the Queen Mother to the then Princess Elizabeth, date marked the 21st of December 1949, she penned, "I went to see Charles yesterday. He seemed in very good form. I think that his teeth are worrying him a bit, but otherwise he is very well. They will still be handed out, as will the Christmas puddings," although in recent years the Queen switched from Fortnum Mason to Tesco in a bid to save money. But thanks to COVID restrictions and the Queen's tightly controlled Windsor bubble, this will be done by departmental heads instead, either in person or via the Royal Post. Christmas will look very different for everyone this year, and Buckingham Palace will be no different, confirmed a royal source yesterday. The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh will spend Christmas will not form a bubble with any other family members to ensure they can celebrate the festive season with their 4 children. A palace spokesman said that recent claims about which family members might be included in Her Majesty's extended bubble for Christmas were simply conjecture and speculation. Charles and Camilla, understood to be spending it alone at their home of Highgrove, but will see Queen and Philip at some point during the holidays. They will also see Camilla's children Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes at some point. Prince William and Kate Middleton could spend Christmas at Anmer Hall, Norfolk, or with the Middletons in Berkshire. The Wessexes, Prince Edward and Sophie, are likely to spend Christmas at their home of Bagshot Park in Surrey. The Yorks, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, are likely to spend Christmas with Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice, as well as their husbands Jack Brooksbank and Edo Mopelli Motzi. They may spend Christmas at the Royal Lodge in Windsor. Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, may spend Christmas with her children Zara Tindall and Peter Phillips and their families on their estate of Gatcombe. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Sussexes, are spending Christmas in California. The monarch and Prince Philip traditionally spend the festive season with close family at Sandringham, in Norfolk. But this year they will forego the festivities and remain at Windsor Castle, where they have been isolating with a bubble of staff since October. It is understood the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh will not take advantage of the relaxed COVID restrictions to form a Christmas bubble with other households. It means the couple face spending Christmas Day without any of their 4 children for the first time since 1949, when the then Princess Elizabeth left a 1-year-old Charles in the UK so she could be with Prince Philip in Malta. Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall will spend Christmas at Highgrove, in Gloucestershire, although they expect to see the Queen and Prince Philip at Windsor at some point over the festive season. Camilla will also spend time with her family in Tier 2 regions, like Windsor. Up to 6 people from different households are able to mix outdoors. This means the Queen and Prince Philip could meet with family members for horse riding or walks in the grounds of Windsor Castle. The couple are well accustomed to spending Christmas at Windsor Castle, having spent holidays at the castle before moving the celebration to Sandringham in 1988. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are likely to spend Christmas either at Anmer Hall, in Norfolk, or at the Middleton family home in Berkshire. Prince Edward, the Countess of Wessex and their children live at Bagshot Park, Surrey, while Princess Anne and her family live at Gatcombe Park, in Gloucestershire. Prince Andrew is the only one of the Queen's 4 children who lives in Windsor. The Queen won't attend a church service on Christmas Day in order to prevent crowds gathering, but is expected to worship privately in Windsor Castle's private chapel. The Queen and Prince Philip are currently isolating at Windsor Castle, which is located in a Tier 2 area, after leaving Norfolk for the month-long lockdown. Prince Philip and the Queen have spent the year with a specially screened household dubbed HMS Bubble. The Queen and the Duke had a summer holiday at Balmoral in August, but spent less than half their normal 10 weeks in Scotland due to coronavirus restrictions that limited visits from family and friends. Prince Philip then wanted to return to Wood Farm and, in an unusual move, the Queen decided to join him before returning to Windsor last month. When she returned to Windsor alone at the start of October, the plan was for her to commute between Norfolk, Windsor and Buckingham Palace where she could have official engagements. Seemingly, however, that has proved unworkable, and her only royal visit has been a trip to the Porton Down Military Research Laboratory near Salisbury. The Queen has, however, found time for horse riding and has been spotted out in Windsor in recent days. Earlier today the Queen donned a cozy tan-coloured coat and headscarf as she rode out on her favourite black horse alongside her head groom Terry Pendry. Throughout the pandemic, head groom Terry has ensured the royals' ponies are ready and that he keeps 2 meters from his boss during their rides. All protective disinfectant measures are taken, particularly for the horse's saddle and bridle. A devoted team of 22 staff have been working throughout this year to provide a protective shield around Elizabeth and Prince Philip, which Windsor Castle colleagues are calling HMS Bubble. It includes her favorite page Paul Wybrew, with whom she is so comfortable that they often watch TV together, and who co-starred in her James Bond skit for the London Olympics opening ceremony, as well as chefs, cleaners and officials led by Master of the Household Tony Johnston, Bert and the Queen's private secretary, Edward Young. The team have willingly agreed to live away from their own families for the duration of the lockdown. It means they can serve the monarch and her husband without needing protective equipment such as gloves and masks, or to abide by social distancing guidelines.